The man in the mirror was still smiling, long after I stopped. That was the first thing I noticed in room 103. I check into motels for a living, not to sleep, but to inspect. I write reviews for a small travel site, visiting forgotten roadside motels that time itself seems to have abandoned. That night, it was Silver Pines Motel, a rusted building off Highway 9, buzzing neon sign, one working bulb flickering like a dying heart, the kind of place where silence feels like it's listening back. The clerk barely looked up. Room 103, he muttered, sliding a brass key across the counter. Old key, no plastic card. That already felt wrong. The hallway smelled like mold and bleach, carpet soft with dust. The door to my room stood slightly open, like it had been waiting for me. Inside, the room was ordinary except for one thing: a tall, antique mirror facing the bed. Its glass warped, edges chipped, the surface rippling faintly like water. I unpacked my laptop, started typing notes. Room smells damp, sheets clean, mirror unsettling. But when I looked up, the door behind me had closed by itself. In the mirror, though, it was still open. I blinked, closed in real life, open in the reflection, and then I saw it, a faint silhouette standing behind me in the mirror. When I turned around, nothing, just the room, the mirror, and my reflection, smiling. A second too late, I tried to laugh it off. Old mirrors warp shapes, that's what I told myself. Just a trick of the light, a tired brain after a long drive. But the air in room 103 had changed. It wasn't just heavy now, it was aware. Every time I moved, I could feel something else adjusting with me, like a second heartbeat hiding just behind my own. I sat on the bed and opened my laptop again, trying to focus, but the screen caught a faint movement over my shoulder. A flicker, someone walking past the mirror. I spun around. No one. The room was silent except for the hum of the vent. I looked back at the mirror. My reflection stood there, breathing harder than I was, mouth open, chest rising and falling too fast. And then it exhaled. A thin white fog bloomed across the inside of the glass, like breath on a cold window. 3 words appeared slowly in the condensation, drawn by an unseen finger. Don't check out. My pulse spiked. I grabbed my phone and tried to take a picture, but the camera froze, screen locked on my own face. Except my reflection wasn't mimicking me anymore. It tilted its head, smiled, and whispered something I couldn't hear. But I saw the lips form the words, "You're next." The door behind me creaked open, and for the first time I realized I had never locked it. The power went out around midnight. One sharp click, and everything went black. The lights, the vent, even the hum from the fridge. Only the mirror still shimmered faintly, catching the glow of the moon leaking through the curtains. I sat frozen on the edge of the bed, phone flashlight trembling in my grip. The silence pressed against my ears until I could hear my own heartbeat. Then, knock, not from the door, from inside the mirror. It came again, 3 slow, deliberate taps. Glass vibrating like something solid was on the other side, waiting. I stood up, legs shaking. "Who's there?" I whispered. No reply, but the fog appeared again, spreading from within the glass. Words began to form, written backward this time, like someone wanted me to read them from here. "You opened the door." I stumbled back, tripping over my bag. The key, the brass key the clerk had given me, slid across the floor, stopping right in front of the mirror. Then, it disappeared. Just vanished into the reflection. In the dim moonlight, I saw it, the shape again, standing where my reflection should be, tall, thin, its head tilted at a strange angle. It raised its hand, and the mirror bulged as if something was pressing from the inside, trying to step out. I ran to the door and yanked it open. The hallway was pitch black, but at the far end, faintly, I saw the clerk standing completely still, facing me. "Sir," I shouted. He didn't move. His face caught a flicker of lightning from outside, pale, lifeless, eyes glassy. And behind him, another mirror, identical to mine. I backed into my room, slamming the door shut. The sound echoed too long, like it was swallowed and replayed from inside the mirror. My heart was hammering so hard, I could feel it in my throat. The reflection still wasn't mine anymore. It stood perfectly still, while I shook, gasping for breath. Then it moved, a single step forward, but the floor beneath me didn't creak. Only the one inside the mirror did. "Stop," I whispered. "Stay there." It tilted its head again, the same strange, broken angle the clerk had. And then the mirror began to light up, not with my reflection, but dozens of others. Faces, men, women, children, all trapped behind the glass, staring out, their hands pressed flat against the inside, mouths opening silently, as if screaming underwater. I stumbled backward and hit the wall. The air felt thick, like I was breathing someone else's breath. The mirror rippled again, and a voice rose from within, layered, echoing, hundreds speaking as one. "Room 103 is never empty." My phone buzzed suddenly, a notification from the motel Wi-Fi. I glanced down. It said, "Connected to guest network 103. The screen flickered and showed a live video feed. From behind me, I spun around, nothing there. But in the video, I could see someone standing right behind me, tall, motionless, almost touching my shoulder. And then the phone turned off by itself. The mirror pulsed one last time, and I heard a whisper right next to my ear. "Your check-in was permanent." I didn't think. I just ran. The hallway outside was empty, but the air was wrong. Too still, too thick, as if time itself had stopped breathing. The exit sign at the end flickered weakly. I sprinted toward it, but the corridor stretched like elastic, each step taking me nowhere. Every door I passed had a number on it. 103, again and again. Room 103, room 103, room 103. All of them. I started pounding on one of the doors, screaming, "Let me out!" And from inside, a voice answered. My voice. "You already are." The doorknob turned by itself, slow, deliberate. I stepped back as the door creaked open, revealing me, standing in the middle of an identical room. Same bed, same flickering light, same mirror. Except the mirror in that room showed something different. It showed me, banging on my side of the glass. I stumbled backward, breath shaking. The other me smiled and whispered through the crack in the door. "Someone has to take your place." The world tilted, the light burst white, and for a moment, I was falling. But not through air, through glass. When I opened my eyes, I was staring at the mirror again, but from inside it. The room looked normal now. The door opened. The clerk stepped in with a tired smile. Behind him, another guest walked in, suitcase in hand. "Room 103, the clerk said, sliding the key across the counter. The guest stepped in, looked around, and when his eyes met the mirror, I smiled back. "Welcome,"